Hubble deserved that effort, Polaris Dawn commander and billionaire Jared Isaacman said. The exoplanet WASP 107b is one of the least dense planets ever discovered. New James Webb Telescope observations may reveal how the mysterious world got so puffy. Researchers at Rensselaer Polytechnic Institute have fabricated a device no wider than a human hair that will help physicists investigate the fundamental nature of matter and light. Aardwolves, the weird cousin of the hyena world that has peg teeth and only eats insects, are an evolutionary mystery stemming from a ghost lineage that scientists haven't been able to figure out. After 2 decades of work, the mighty 200 megapixel LSST camera has finally arrived at its destination in Chile. Only in recent years have scientists found that not everyone has the sense of an inner voice, and a new study sheds some light on how living without an internal monologue affects how language is processed in the brain. The James Webb Space Telescope may have spotted the birth of some of the earliest galaxies in the universe for the first time ever, new research hints. A mind-boggling number of shining galaxies, a purple and orange star nursery, and a spiral galaxy similar to our Milky Way. New images were revealed from Europe's Euclid Space Telescope on Thursday. With each flip you make through a deck of vocabulary word flashcards. Their definitions come more quickly, more easily. This process of learning and remembering new information strengthens important connections in your brain. The 2 elements that will make up the initial gateway capability for NASA's Artemis campaign, their durability and extremely fast charging capabilities, make them useful for a wide range of applications. The moon may be the final frontier for mankind, but what will we eat when we get there? Pasta and protein bars made out of thin air are just the beginning. Our solar system is a pretty busy place. Anyone for a swim? Space scientists are saying the solar storm was the most impressive in decades and, by some measures, even centuries. Before May ends, there's yet another reason to look up in the sky. The International Space Station will fly overhead 5 times this weekend. A new study challenges origin of life theories, highlighting peptide amyloid's role in stabilizing genetic material. But you might have to get creative to capture it. From these observations the scientists suggest that Phobos is actually a comet that Mars' gravitational field captured in the distant past. The cognitive gap between generations is narrowing. Scientists have calculated the speed of a spinning supermassive black hole by studying the spaghettified remains of a star it destroyed. For nearly a century, the 1887 book Canon of Eclipses was considered to be the authoritative work on solar and lunar eclipses. This is the first time an animal, other than humans, has been seen performing the feat of vocal numeracy. This NASA ESA Hubble Space Telescope image shows the jewel-bright spiral galaxy NGC 4689 Darren, which lies 54 million light-years from Earth in the constellation Coma Berenices. Space junk orn is increasing, and the risk that some of it might land on Earth and harm someone is concerning. The findings could explain the disappearance of dozens of stars over the past century. SpaceX continued its torrid, history-making launch space on Thursday night when it lifted 23 new Starlink satellites into low Earth orbit C, making its third blastoff in 2 days. Assembled at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory in Southern California, the spacecraft arrived at the agency's Kennedy Space Center in Florida on May 23rd for launch preparations. You don't want to miss this. Many of today's quantum devices rely on collections of qubits, also called spins. These quantum bits have only 2 energy levels, the 0 and the 1. A team of evolutionary biologists at Harvard University, working with colleagues from the Max Planck Institute for Biological Intelligence, East Carolina University, Osaka University, and the University of Toronto, has reconstructed the genome of an extinct SP. Teams are in the process of completing a follow-on propulsion system assessment. The new partnership will add launch capabilities that do not currently exist in mainland Europe. Researchers from Dresden University of Technology, TUD, and the University of Sheffield have discovered that male fertility can adapt to microbes. Are we unusual? The jury is still out on that one, but our new mass catalogue represents a major step toward answering that question. Artemis 2 is so far expected to fly in 2025 June, with astronaut safety a priority before the schedule. A team of paleontologists from Museo Argentino de Ciencias Naturales, Bernardino Rivadavia, Consejo Nacional de Investigaciones Científicas y Técnicas, and the Chinese University of Hong Kong, has identified a new species of abelisauroid dinosaur. A long-standing debate among evolutionary scientists goes something like this. Does evolution happen in a predictable pattern, or does it depend on chance events and contingency? That is, if you could turn back the clock, as celebrated scientist Stephen Jay Gould, splash a few drops of water on a hot pan, and if the pan is hot enough, the water will sizzle and the droplets of water seem to roll and float, hovering above the surface. Fixing the helium leak would delay Starliner crew test flight for months. The advent of AI has been hailed by many as a societal game-changer, as it opens a universe of possibilities to improve nearly every aspect of our lives. Researchers have developed a method to make adaptive and eco-friendly sensors that can be directly and imperceptibly printed onto a wide range of biological surfaces, whether that's a finger or a flower petal. Roughly 1,000 light-years from Earth, there is a cosmic structure known as Iris 23077 Plus 707, Iris 23077, that resembles a giant butterfly. Humans have long been fascinated by birdsong and the cacophony of other avian sounds, from coos and honks to quacks and peeps. Although the Human Genome Project announced the completed sequencing of 20,000 human genes more than 20 years ago, scientists are still working to grasp how fully formed beings emerge from basic genetic instructions. Comet Tsuchinshan Atlas C 2023A3 is expected to become a naked-eye comet in October 2024. It is currently observable with a large telescope. It's a 1 in a million chance that it lands, especially if it landed somewhere off the trail in the woods. You'd have never found it, but it just happened to land on the trail.